Hello book lovers, welcome to this episode of Book Review with Shalom, a place where we dive into the world of thoughts, books and ideas. Now, on this episode of Book Review with Shalom, African stories have been told by a lot of people and every single person has his perspective. I remember listening to a speech by Chimamanda where she says, the danger of a single story. Now, the book we'll be reviewing tells the story of Africa. It tells the story in the writer's perspective, and it also tells the story from the historical part of Africa. We'll be reviewing Common Stories in Africa. Now, Common Stories in Africa is a book written by Pastor Patrick Michael. He is the founder of Truth Unveiled Ministry. Common Stories in Africa tells us the story of Africa and what are the things that we see that has shaped Africa. What are the things that we have heard that have shaped our belief system in Africa? One of the things that struck me and caught my attention in this book, Common Stories in Africa, is the fact that Africans have been used to the pity side of the story. The writer here tries to explain the fact that Africans are emotional people and sympathetic people. So people take advantage of that to deal with Africa. He says that a lot of time when we have politicians come in stage and they want to tell us their story, they want to tell us their story from the sympathetic side where you pity them. You have people coming up to tell you that all through their secondary school they did not have shoes, and because Africans are compassionate people, we tend to make decisions based on the stories we hear. He also traced the fact that these stories come from the colonial masters, where we have been used to seeing ourselves as the less ones. We have been used to seeing ourselves as the disadvantaged one. So Common Stories in Africa is a book that tries to explain to us that we are not just less, but we should learn to use our potentials. We should learn to use our skills, to develop our skills. The writer tries to explain the fact that the reason why we have people in advanced countries more developed is because they seek to engage their potentials, their skills. They seek to take advantage of what they know. Let me give you an example. Have you been growing up in a family and your parents will insist on you reading medicine? Your parents will insist on you doing a more professional course than deciding to go into music or into art. They see those courses as courses that will elevate them from poverty. They see those courses as courses that will help you to earn, to live. So African story has been told from a perspective where you struggle for everything. The writer does not really believe that we should struggle for everything. He says that if we can enhance the abilities we have inside of us, there will be a little or less struggle in our lives. If you can work with your passion, you can develop that skill that you were born with, you will be able to grow in your life and you will be able to bring more beauty to everything. He says that people who work with their skills work at ease, they're not under pressure, and they also enjoy what they do. But the African side of the story is believed that everyone should struggle, everyone should have the same kind of struggle, the same kind of story. Everyone in the society should be able to trace his narrative to a suffering. Everyone in the society should be able to trace his story to a point where he had no shoe, he had no clothes, he had no food, and then he is not somebody because of so much hard work and not just skill or passion. This book tries to explain to us that our history can help shape us, but our history must not make the you that you are. You are part of your history, but the only thing history does is to help shape us. Knowing your history does not keep you in a particular position. Knowing your history helps you to start moving from that position to another position. He recommended this book to schools so that people would also go for learning skills, so that people would develop their passion, their inherent talent, instead of just trying to fit into the world and a system that has been created by a story they have heard from the past. He also recommends these books to businesses because a lot of businesses are trying to compete with other business instead of being unique in their way. Instead of producing products that are peculiar to them, they are trying to copy from a lot of other people. The book has been recommended to every sphere of life, to Africans everywhere, that we should be unique in our own way. We should grow at a pace that helps us to bring out the beauty of Africa, and we shouldn't just stay in the normal narrative of Africa being a continent of people who are suffering, who are hungry, who have nothing. I will recommend Common Stories in Africa for anybody who seeks to do beyond the ordinary, and so who seeks to write a different story of Africa. Get a copy of this book and read it, and tell me what you think about the book. For more exciting content, do well to subscribe to Book Review with Shalom, and remember to turn on the notification bell so that you can get notified of all our exciting episodes. See you. Bye.